I'm quite a sentimental and reflective person, and I think it's very important to constantly remind ourselves how we have progressed to the levels of growth and success that we have accomplished. For me, this keeps me humble as I recognize that the path that I walk, others have helped me find it and navigate it by holding my hand, guiding me, and showing me the ropes. And the older audience will remember the story of Daniel moving to a new city and getting bullied by pupils of a local karate dojo. And one day, while he's getting his ass kicked, he gets saved by an old man. And this old man ends up taking him under his wing and not only teaches him karate, but teaches him very important values and philosophies of life. And that old man is none other than the late Japanese-American actor Pat Morita, who starred as Mr. Miyagi. I remember when I started working for a global, fast-moving consumer goods company, it was very, very tough. It wasn't as drastic as Daniel and the Karate Kid getting bullied, but there were parts about the job that were kicking my ass in more ways than one, and I needed to find my very own corporate Mr. Miyagi. I needed a mentor. Initially, I was apprehensive. The thing with pursuing a mentor, like pursuing anything in life, is you have to be clear on your reasons why. This will make sure that you select the best suitable mentor and you are clear about your reasons up front. I think I was apprehensive because I wasn't completely sold on the idea of mentorship, particularly in the corporate world where a lot of people still think it's just the numbers that will punch your ticket to reward, recognition, and progression. But I soon learned that one of the most important skills, if not the most important skill, to succeed in any organization or really crush it in your business is the ability to build relationships. It's the one skill a lot of people ignore, take for granted, and don't really invest in. Yet, it's arguably the most significant contributor to exponential growth levels. And when I started researching people in this global Fortune 500 company who were the movers and shakers making waves, I learned that not only were they well known, but they had very good relationships with the key decision makers in the business. And one of the best ways to build relationships with key decision makers is to seek mentorship from them. This does three fundamentally invaluable things. Number one, it makes your learning much more efficient. Number two, it forces you to hone into the very important skill of building relationships. And number three, it expands your network of influence and capital. Let me unpack the first thing, which is efficient learning. Most people think that to be successful in business or in corporate, you need to have a knowledge base that is higher than most people. So most people I have witnessed spend a lot of time trying to learn everything about everything. I too fell into this trap, so much so that I even got too paralyzed to ask for help, thinking that it will make me look inferior. Reaching out to a mentor who has successfully walked the journey you are embarking on will make your learning more efficient by giving you the bare minimum you need to know to accomplish important objectives. This then accelerates your output capabilities because you're not wasting time accumulating data and information that is irrelevant. Mentors will also point you in the right direction when it comes to finding and accessing important information, which then reduces pressure on you and frees up your mental capacity to be more creative and explore more value-adding initiatives because you're not being bogged down by trying to retain information. Various studies show that even though CEOs have a high knowledge base, this is not higher than most people. In fact, most CEOs get to their level because they've mastered this art of efficient learning by surrounding themselves with people that know how to find and access important information. The second thing is relationship building skills. One of the most important lessons I have learned from my corporate and business mentors is that there is a difference between being popular and being influential. And the two are not dependent on one another. Just because you're popular does not necessarily mean that you're influential. And you can be influential without necessarily being popular. The key thing is building relationships with the right people. Mentors will share valuable insights around how they build networks with the right people, how they engage prospective clients, and how they maintain strong relationships with their shareholders. Each industry and sector is different and has its own unique jargon, unspoken rules, and nuances. Mentors play a very important role in guiding you in the spaces that you work in, therefore enabling you to operate in a much more effective way when it comes to building influence. The key thing is building relationships with the right people. Mentors will share valuable insights around how they build networks with the right people, how they engage prospective clients, and how they maintain strong relationships with their shareholders. Each industry and sector is different and has its own unique jargon, unspoken rules, and nuances. Mentors play a very important role in guiding you in the spaces that you work in, therefore enabling you to operate in a much more effective way when it comes to building influence. The third thing is your network of capital. Whether it's corporate or business or life in general, whatever endeavor you're pursuing, you're going to reach a point where you need backing from others. Whether it's social capital in the form of endorsements from people on your personal brand, or financial capital where people invest their liquid assets in your venture. Most startups fail not because of a lack of capital, but because they don't have the mentors who can give critical feedback on the commercial viability and scalability of their ideas, how to sell these ideas to potential investors, and where to find these investors. The same is true in a corporate context. The people who coach and advise you towards efficient learning and building key relationships are the very same people who will root for you in key performance-related discussions that influence salary increases, bonuses, exposure, and promotions. The most amazing part about mentorship when you found the right mentor is that there is unlimited upside and absolutely no downside, provided you do two things. Number one, do the groundwork in researching who the influential decision makers are, who are most relatable, so you can establish who you can reach out to for mentorship. Secondly, show up. Drive the connection and communication and meet your end of the bargain when it comes to the measurables you and your mentor have contracted on. In the next video, I will unpack some of the tools and processes that have helped me get the most out of my mentors. So tell a friend, tell a colleague, tell a business partner, heck, tell a client not to miss out on this Mr. Miyagi blockbuster mentorship feature, because you know it's gonna be a movie.